Hello, YouTube. I'm Vince White. I'm an employment attorney, and we're answering questions from folks on YouTube today. We have a question from a user, Blue Velvet, who's been a longtime friend of the channel. I hope everything is going very well, Blue Velvet. The question is, what counts as medical discrimination? So I'll add to that. Medical discrimination can be disability discrimination. Generally, that is what we're talking about under the federal laws. You may have additional protections under state and local laws. You have to speak to local counsel about that. I can't answer as to all 50 states, of course, because this would be a very long video, and also the Bar Association would come and collect me and take me away, because I'm not allowed to answer questions about the state and local laws of all 50 states, but I can speak generally to the federal laws. And under the federal laws, medical discrimination or disability discrimination is going to be set out as follows. If you have a medical condition that impairs some aspect of your job, then that medical condition will likely be viewed as a disability under federal law. And if you have a disability, you are due reasonable accommodations so that you can continue to do your job. If you experience a negative workplace consequence because of your disability, your medical condition, then that is very likely to be workplace disability discrimination or medical discrimination. Now, there's also the thing, if you have this medical condition and you go to your employer and say, hey, I need these accommodations, and they don't have what is called the reasonable accommodation dialogue with you, meaning they have a conversation with you about what you need and if it's reasonable, then that is probably also going to fall into the category of disability or medical discrimination. There's perceived disability discrimination. Often we'll see this in people who have survived cancer, where their employer will say, honestly, I know you're going to get sick again. I know you're going to have cancer again. You got to go. You can't work here. It's too much of a burden. Well, that doesn't make any sense, first off. And second off, not legal. Another form of perceived disability discrimination would be, and we see this all too often, PTSD, where an employer comes to a veteran and or someone who has experienced some form of trauma and says, hey, I know you have PTSD. And this employee would say, no, I don't. What are you talking about? I would tell you if I had PTSD. I would need accommodations. And the employer says, no, you're lying. I know you have it. You got to get out of here. You know PTSD in here. You're not safe. I know you all lose it. Well, that is a crazy employer. That is a crazy, dirty, crappy employer who should probably be I have a variety of thoughts. What should happen to that employer? However, what you're looking at here, what we're describing, is perceived disability discrimination. You don't have the disability, but you're being treated differently and negatively because someone perceives you to have the disability. That too is a claim. That is a claim potentially, right? So this is a quick roundup under the federal law of what can be viewed as the various forms of medical discrimination. It's not all inclusive. There's certainly others. There's certainly things that I'm not thinking of, but these are the most common forms. Disability, you're treated negatively because of that disability, or you're not accommodated, or someone thinks you have a disability and they act against you because of that. I hope this is helpful. Blue Velvet, I hope you're doing great. And if this was helpful, like and subscribe. Helps me to help more people just like you. Take care.